Hi, it's Sandy Gabe, and I am in the communications team. Welcome this evening. Looks like we've got a good group here. And tonight we're going to talk about how to edit videos. And thank you for the questions that you proposed. It was really helpful for me to get a sense of what people know and what they're looking for. So based on your questions, tonight we're going to talk about what tools to use, how to edit a Zoom video, or kind of starting from the Zoom process, because a lot of folks are using Zoom and maybe you're doing a session with your branch. And so that can be a starting point for folks. And then we'll do some other fun stuff too, but we're going to start with videos from Zoom. And then we're going to talk about how to cut out mistakes, beginning, middle, end, how to add text and music and polish them, and then how to export them and share them. So a couple of ideas around best practices. So I looked up what's the ideal length of time. And it was interesting. It depends on the kind of thing you're doing. If you're doing a session like we're doing tonight, doesn't really matter, right? We do it for as long as it takes to get through the session. But if you're going to do social media, they recommend under 60 seconds for social media. So if you're using some videos for ads for your social media, you want to keep it that long. If you're doing bigger marketing, 2 to 3 minutes, our attention span is really low. So people get bored. And in fact, on YouTube, it says 6 to 12 minutes. And that engagement, meaning the number of people who stay on and continue to watch, dips after 12 minutes. So you want to also, like your newsletters, deliver your core message, or any of your emails that go out to your members, deliver your core message in the first part of the session. So that should be in the first 3 to 10 seconds. Why are you here and what are you doing? So that means sometimes you have to cut aggressively. Sometimes you just need to make those videos shorter, make sure your text is clear and your audio is clear. Some things that are get in your way are long pauses. People will wonder if the music has stopped, or if you stop talking, or if there's a break in the action. If you include music, if you just include music as it comes off of wherever you're bringing it from, sometimes it's too loud. And sometimes we get distracted by too many effects. I know people like to do jazzy things in between the slides, but it really sometimes is distracting to the message that you're trying to give. I don't know if Bev is here. Bev specifically asked if we could address making your videos accessible, so ADA. So why it matters? It makes your content usable for everybody. And people who have vision or hearing challenges will have an easier time enjoying your video. And you all have the ability within Zoom to turn on the closed captions on your own end. I don't turn them on here because they're not always correct, and we end up having to correct them after the fact. But how many of you, I'm just curious, I can't see your hand, so I guess this is a theoretical question. How many of you now use closed captions at home when you're watching TV? And when you go to the movies, you think, I wish that they had closed captions on the movie theater because I can't understand what they're talking about. So you experience it in real life, and we should be thinking about that as we're making our videos. But there are a couple of other things. So captions helps people who are deaf or hard of hearing, or if you're watching it without sound. If you've ever been on an airplane and you're trying to watch a video, if you have your headphones, that's great, but sometimes you just want to watch it or you don't have your headphones, it's nice to have the closed captions. You also want to speak clearly and try to remove the background noise. So if you're in a really busy area, try to look for a place that is not quite so busy. And ideally, you could use a microphone. That makes your sound much, much better. In terms of your text, You want to use a large font size and you want to use high contrast. So sometimes you'll see something that the contrast, like if I were to take this text and make it pink or something like that, it's really hard to see. So you want to have either light on dark or dark on light so that the contrast is good, so that folks who have some visual issues can see that contrast. And we like to use decorative fonts, but sometimes it's very difficult to read what the decorative font says. So even though it would be nice for it to look like that, sometimes we want to think about who our audience is and reduce that kind of decoration. And then I don't think of very often, and I should have started here, is for people who have an issue with vision, sometimes it's helpful if you say something to guide them. This chart shows I'm displaying a grid of how to make your videos accessible. So those are just little tips that um, your videos are probably okay, but this will help your audience. And then also want to think about giving your audience time to read. So while the previous slide said don't have long pauses in between, you do want to leave your text up long enough that people can read it and avoid really fast transitions to give people time to make that change. All right, so now the question is, there's so many tools out there. What tools should you use? The great thing is you have options. There are so many tools out there. Tonight, we're going to focus on using Zoom and Canva because most everybody has those two tools. If you're doing a webinar for your branch, you're probably using Zoom. And if you're even if you don't want to make an investment, most people can use the free version of Canva, and you can get a lot out of that. So here are some different pieces. I'm not going to go through all of these, but in the presentation that you were sent in the reminder an hour ago, this information is in here, and there are some slides that help with some of these pieces. I'm not going to go through them in a lot of detail. But what is important to know is there are things that you want to do when you're editing your video. One is trimming. So sometimes you start the video and then there's a long pause before you actually get going, or somebody's chattering in the back, but you don't actually go to your topic for 2 or 3 seconds. So sometimes you want to trim it. And sometimes you leave the recording on and people are talking. I've had some videos where we just start chatting at the end of it. Nobody wants to hear that. So you want to trim at either end. So there are 3 tools. YouTube, QuickTime, and Zoom allow you to edit the beginning and the end. But one caveat on Zoom is when you trim, it only works if you share the link to your video. And I don't know about you, but we have enough videos that we can't just leave our videos on Zoom. We need to download them, process them, and then put them on something like YouTube so that they can just be displayed. Otherwise, we'll eat up all of our storage. So Zoom is a challenging one there. I don't use that feature on Zoom for that very reason. And my Mac users, you can use iMovie to do all of the things, trim it, cut pieces out of the center, add text, add music, combine clips together. So if you're a Mac user, you may be familiar with that already. And then Canva is a great one for beginners. It's an all-in-one piece. It will do all of those things, and we're going to show you how to do that tonight. All right, so there are several slides here around the different tools. So there's YouTube Studio, and I'm not going to go through all of these because you can look at them later. Oops, sorry. iMovie, as I mentioned, you can use that for most everything. QuickTime you can use for only trimming. You can't add text, music, or combine clips. Zoom, as I mentioned, you can only trim the beginning or the end. You can't take out sections in the middle, you can't add text or music, and you can't combine clips together. It's just for quick cleanup. And then, so what I suggest is that we use Zoom to get the video created, download it, and then use Canva to edit it, and then publish it on YouTube so that you can share that video. So if you've looked at any of the videos on the AAUW California website, they're all on YouTube. That's our storage place. All right. I'm going to show how to do that. All right, so I'm leaving this stuff in the background that you can go look at, but I'm going to move away from this, and I'm going to actually start to do some sharing. Okay, so for those of you who, I realized earlier today that not everybody knows how to use Zoom or to find their recordings. So I am logged in to one of our accounts. We have two accounts. We've got a leadership account and we've got one that the board uses. So I'm going to move over to the board one because we've got some videos on there. So on the left-hand side over here, if you have saved it to the cloud, so you have an option when you turn the recording on where you want to save it. If you save it to the cloud, you're going to find it here. If you save it to your desktop, you're going to get a message when you close out your Zoom session that tells you where your Zoom recordings are. But since I save these to the cloud, I'm going to look over here under recordings and transcripts. And if I click here, you're going to see several of them. Okay, so we have done several sessions that are still in our Zoom folders, and I'm going to use this one to show you when you go inside, depending on how the session went, sometimes you have options. So in this session, they had several people on the screen at the same time, and that's called a gallery view. And if you just have speaker view, it's only the one person in the upper right-hand corner who's talking as the session is going. So, so you figure out which one you want, and you can look at them and see what they look like before you do that. But in either case, you have these options here. One is to download. Do you see this here? So you can download it. You can link to it, which some people do if they're only going to keep them up for a little period of time. But it goes against your storage here. So you have to keep the Zoom video up here. So if you send out a link to somebody and then you delete the video, they can't see it. So that's something to keep in mind. And then you can trash it. So you have, these are your video. This is your audio only. So let's say that you wanted to do a podcast. You could download your audio only, and then you could put it in a podcast on YouTube. But we're going to do this speaker view. I don't generally use the chat file when we're doing presentations. That usually is something that we look at just from the background information, like who made a comment in chat. And then there are closed captions here, but I'm going to show you a different way of doing them, which is on Canva. So I'm going to download this here. If I download this, it's going to go into my downloads folder. And you saw the little arrow and it came up here. And you could see something, and sometimes it displays here. But I'm going to actually go to my downloads folder. I can, there we go.
The gallery one or the speaker one?
I did the gallery one. Okay. So this is the gallery. So you see it, two people on there. Okay, I'm gonna turn, I don't actually want to play it. Hang on. All right. Okay. I don't know if you can hear that because I didn't turn sound on, but this is a gallery view. So you have multiple people on the screen at the same time. If I did speaker view, then only the people who are talking would be on the screen. Okay, so it's kind of a key distinction. But we don't want to play it here. Actually, we're going to move this into Canva. So I'm going to open up Canva and I'm going to say that I want to create, and I'm just going to, these are create buttons up here. I'm going to create a video. Okay, so I'm just going to choose video here. And I want to create a landscape video. Don't be confused by the fact that it looks like it's a phone. If you're going to do it on the computer, you can do landscape video. If you're going to do something specific to your phone, then these are helpful because they format them longer, taller and skinnier. But we're just going to do a landscape video right now.
Sandy, is there a difference between can you still use just the regular landscape versus choosing the YouTube landscape video option?
I generally use the just the landscape version.
Okay.
Now you have to add we're going to add our video in here. So the first thing we want to do is we want to upload it. So these are all of my uploads that are in here right now, and I'm going to upload a file. And this is the one that I just downloaded. Okay. I know that it's there because I just downloaded it and I recognize the name. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to say open, and it's going to go into my download folder. All right. So we can see it there. So now the most complicated part is you have to drag it down here. So I'm dragging my video down there. All right. And um, I don't know if it's completely uploaded yet. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to upload the whole thing and then it doesn't show until it's completely uploaded. All right, so I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to do set video as background because I want it to fill the whole screen. Okay. And then I think I probably need to share with the sound. So let's see if I can do that. You used to be able to do this. Maintain current size. Um, share screen. Share button, share. Okay. Well, we'll see if you can hear this or not, because it would be helpful if you can hear it. So let's just give it a shot. Okay, so now I'm going to play it and see. Okay, can you hear that? Did you guys hear it?
No.
Little bit.
You couldn't hear anything? Okay, let me stop sharing and then let me share with sound and optimize for video sharing. Okay, let's try that again. All right, so the way this thing works here is you put your cursor where you want, and then you click. I'm left clicking to get my cursor there. And then if I click here, it will play. So I'm going to play this and see if you'll have to let me know if you can hear it or not.
Very good. Thank you, Julika. Good evening, everyone.
Can you hear it now?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you notice at the beginning, there was a pretty big pause there. And we might want to cut that out so that we don't have that delay at the beginning. So I'm going to go back to the beginning and I'm going to show you a couple of things that you can do. So if you click on here, these are the tools that you get to use when you're in the video editor. So one of the things that we're going to do is one is you can split, which means that you make two videos out of this. You can trim it so that it's shorter. And then we'll just start with those two. So if I go back here and I'm going to stop it where I think it should start. Okay. So,
Very good. Thank you, Julica.
okay. So we don't probably need that part of it. So
Hmm.
there are two ways that we can do that. We're at the point where we think it should start. We could split it, or we can just drag this over here. So I'm going to drag this to this point in time. And now I'm going to go back and I'm going to start.
Everyone, if you were able to join us for last month's webinar,
Okay, so I might have cut it to a little bit too much. So I'm going to undo and I'm going to scoot it over a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go here. Let's see. All right, and then I'm going to trim it. So there's a little bit of, kind of back and forth here. Then let's go back to the beginning and see.
good evening, everyone. If you were able to join us for last,
Okay. So do you see how this is now showing? Because it took that long for the whole video to upload because it was an hour and 23
Sacramento,
minutes.
it
Julica,
covers a big portion of the city
evening.
itself. So
Okay.
Midtown,
So
downtown, and it stretches into some surrounding neighborhoods like North
I'm
South.
hearing somebody's audio. Could you please
So
mute
it's one
in
of the
the
most
background?
districts in the county.
Julica, can you? There, thank you. Okay, so that was one way to do it, and I'm going to undo that again so that we've got the beginning part. And let's see, I'll show you the other way.
Good. Thank you, Julica.
Okay, so I stopped there. The other way to do it is to split it. And I hit split here. And now you'll notice that there are actually two different segments of the video. There's one that's 5.3 seconds long, and then we've got this long one here. If I click in here, I can delete it. Okay, so there are two different ways to do it. One is you can drag the beginning over to where you want it to start. The other is to split it and then remove the section that you don't want. So I'm just going to pause here and see if anybody has questions. You can turn your mic on and talk because I can't really go to the chat while I'm doing this.
Sandy, this is Julica. Is there a
Uh-huh.
size limit to Canva for
You mean in terms of how long the video can be?
how big the video is for uploading?
Well, I've done multi-hour ones,
Oh,
so I'm sure there is some theoretical size. I haven't hit it. So I use this for the annual event, and those are hours long. So
okay.
I haven't run into that.
Good to know. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So one other thing down here, this changes the size of the video here. Can you see that? So sometimes you want to see more. And then you also have a toolbar someplace. I think my Zoom controls are kind of getting in the way. Let's see if I move them up here. Do you see this bar down here? This moves you along the timeline.
Mhm.
See this little bar here? So this moves you along the timeline. Okay. So this one is an hour and 23 minutes long. Pretty long. Now let's say that we wanted to cut out a section. Unfortunately, you have to listen to it and figure out where that should go.
Situation about a year and a half ago.
But let's say that we wanted to cut out a section in here and we listened to it and we said, oh, this is a good place to start our cut. So you do the same thing. You're going to go to the beginning where you want to cut it out. You're going to click on the video here and you're going to say split. Okay. And then you're going to go to the end wherever that is. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to click up here and then you're going to say split. So now I have 3 videos, this one, and this one. And there are several things you can do with that. You could take this section out. Also, if somebody's speaking really softly, and we had this with our speech truck videos. So I put all of the speech truck videos together a few years ago, and there was one speech truck person who was very, very soft spoken, and they did not enhance the audio. And so what I did was take that section. So I went to the beginning and the end, or I think it was actually a separate clip. And then I said audio tools. So I can enhance the voice on this one. And I should be able to change the volume. So I can make this section really loud if I needed to. Okay. So I'm going to go here just so you can see this happening.
That it would have eaten up the school district's
You see how much louder it is here? Let's go back here a little bit.
did in the Snow Glen situation about a year and a half ago. They were so confident that it would have eaten up the.
Okay, so if you have a section that the sound is just too quiet, you can split it at the beginning where it's not loud enough, and at the end where the next section starts and it gets louder again, and then you just click in here and you go to the volume. Okay, and then you can change the volume. So if we look at the volume over here, the volume is 100, but over here, I increased it to 374. So you have to play with this a little bit, but it'll affect this whole clip here. So I'm going to stop for a moment. And Julie, if there are any questions in chat, feel free to ring them out.
Sandy, I have
Nothing right now.
I have
Okay.
a question, Sandy. It's Isabel.
Uh-huh.
So when you're splitting the video, let's say just to enhance the audio, that doesn't
Mhm.
necessarily mean that that means you're only working in that section. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you
Yep.
haven't like separated the videos and you've got now 2 videos. At some point, you're going to rejoin it.
Nope, you don't have to rejoin it.
Oh,
They're
you
just
don't.
separate. They're just
Okay.
separate clips there. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, you can leave them just as is. But also separating them, this is a hard one to show, but let's say that these were 2 speakers who are coming on, and we can put 2 different videos together. In this transition here between it, you see this add transition. So
Mhm.
you could do something like a dissolve between the 2. So watch what this looks like as we go here.
Year and a half ago, they were that it would have eaten up the school district's entire budget.
Well, that didn't work, did it? Let's see. It wasn't long enough. Let's make the transition a little bit longer. So you can see here how long the transition is, how there are little purple things here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So let's go, oops, stop. Okay, now go.
Year and a half ago, they were so confident that it would have eaten up the school district's entire budget.
It didn't really do it on the video itself.
No.
But if you have 2 different videos and you put them together, that's what the benefit of having a transition spot here is, you can change that transition. All right. So another thing that you might want to do is you might want to put in text. So let's say that we wanted to put the speakers' names in here. I'm just going to work with this small section here. And actually, I'm going to take this and I'm going to get rid of it. These 3 dots give me some options. We could copy it, we could paste it, we could duplicate it, we can delete it. I'm going to delete it, okay? I'm just going to get rid of it, and I'm going to get rid of this one here. So we're just working with a small piece of video. Now, let's say that we wanted to add something. Let's say that we wanted to add something to the front of it, like a title slide. So I've been working on the Branch Activity of the Year awards. Let's see if I have I'm going to take this. Oops, that's actually a video. Ah, it just added the video. All right, that was one. Probably should take that off since everybody now knows. Let's see if I can find another. Well, um, let me put my hippos in, okay? So imagine that this was something else, but I'm going to put my hippos in from when I went on a safari. So you see how easy it is to add here? So I can add multiple videos together. And I want to, in this case, I want to put a transition and I want to do, you can see how it does it. Okay, so circle wipe, color wipe. Oh, let's try that one and see. So aren't these cute videos?
that it would have eaten up the.
Okay, so there's my transition. You can change your transition in between videos if you have a couple that you want to put together. But let's say that I wanted, imagine that this was a title slide. Let me see, I'm in videos. Let me go to images. Let's say that this was the Branch Activity of the Year Awards. And I want to put that at the beginning. So I can add text in here or an image in here before my video. Okay, so sometimes you get a video and you just want to polish it up and say, why are we here? So we can put this in, and if we start this at the beginning, you're going to see that this goes on for a period of time, and it actually goes on for 5 seconds, it tells us here. And then it's going to transition to my hippos, and then it's going to do my hippos, and it's going to go into this other one here. So I can put a transition in between here, and I'm going to add a transition. Oh, come on, be nice. Let me make this. Come on. There we go. And add a transition, and I'm going to stack this one. Okay. Okay. So you have lots of options between videos to add transitions. So this one and this one both have audio in them already. So you probably don't need to do anything about them, but if you had images, just images, you can also make a video out of the images. But let's go back here and let me talk about this slide here. So you could make this longer by just stretching it. So if we wanted a really long introduction, I wouldn't suggest 14 seconds, but you can have, this is 14 seconds. You could make it shorter. All I'm doing is grabbing the edge of this. So let's make it 3 seconds, 3.5 seconds. And then I'm going to start here, and you can see it's going to go 3.5 seconds, and it's going to transition to my next video. Okay? I'm going to pause here. Questions?
Yes, Sandy, in order to do the transition or to add a title, you have to split first. You have to be in between two separate.
Yes, 2 segments. You're absolutely right. Yep. So I could take this and I could split this here. This is my split. And I could put a transition in here. Let's do something that's easy to see. Okay, so I can transition like that. But yes, the transitions come between 2 sections. So you can do them in the middle of a video that you have already, or you can do them between videos or between elements. So this is an image, and then this is a video, and then this is a video.
So Sandy, if you use a still, do you have to convert it to a video before uploading it there? No? Okay.
Nope, these are just images. This one is a PNG.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
And let's say that I didn't even want this. Let's say that this was my Well, let's just say this is my branch activity of the year. Okay. So I can bookmark it and I have it this way. And let's put a transition in here. I'm going to change the transition to circle wipe. Okay. And then I start here and I play this. And I've got my first set of hippos. And then we've got our second set of hippos. And remember, we cut this here. So that's an artificial transition that we made in there. Ouch, I'm gonna bite your butt. Okay, and then I've got a different transition here. So I've got two stills and a video. And these are my transitions. This is a circle transition. This was a swipe or a up to down. And again, we can change how long these are by making them shorter or longer. And then you can also, at the end, make this, I'm not going to do that right now. Never mind. Okay, so it tells me that this whole thing is 29 seconds. Well, actually, let's go to the end. It is 29 seconds long. Okay. Now, let's say that I wanted to have music behind this. Let's say that I didn't even want to hear the hippos very much. I really wanted to have audio. So I'm going to add audio. And if you hit add audio, you can use the music that's there, that is in Canva. And there are a few pieces in here. Okay, so, and you can listen to them and you can tell these are premium. So if you have a free account, you won't see these. These are premium, but you can listen to this.
Somebody tell them don't judge me. Come from a place where
Oh yeah, I think I want to use that one. So I'm going to put that down there. And it tells you how long it is. This is 2 minutes and 57 seconds. And my video is only 29 seconds. So it's going to stop at the end of this video. And you heard how loud it was. So I want to change the volume on that because I think it was too loud. So it's the same way as on the video. I click on here, I get options here, and I'm going to just reduce the amount of sound on this. So now if I go here and I listen,
what? Hey, and I don't care about what they say. Come from a place where we pray for better days. Get it how you live.
okay? So maybe you don't like these sounds. It's quite possible that you're looking for something else. There are just a few on here. There's not really a huge amount. So if you Google free music for video editing, you get a lot of options. There are two different kinds of free. There's royalty free, which means you don't have to pay for using it, but you might have to pay to get it. And then there's free, like it doesn't cost you anything. And then the sweet spot is free, you don't have to pay for it, and free, it's royalty free. So I use free music. This one here, free music for creators, is called free to use. And that was in one of these here. It was free to use. Okay. And there's all kinds of resources. So you can go find something, but it's the same sort of thing. You can look at what you're looking, what kind of theme you want. So here's a vacation one. And you do the same thing. Okay, so I kind of like that one. And I'm going to download it. Oh, this one, free download. Let's see. All right. So there it is. It comes over as an MP3. And how do we get it in there? Just like we do the other ones. So we're going to go to our uploads and we're going to upload file and we're going to find that. So this is in my downloads. So I do that and I open it and it's going to go and it's right here. Okay. And then I don't really like this one. So I'm going to take that, I'm clicking on it and then I'm hitting the delete key and boom, it's gone. But I want to put this one in. So I'm dragging it over. Okay. And let's see what that sounds like. Okay, I forgot to turn it down. It's awfully loud. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to adjust the volume. Okay, and then let's go back and see what it sounds like. That's a little better. Okay, so I'm going to pause. Questions about the audio piece?
Questions about hesitancy of downloading stuff that you're not real sure of. I'm always kind of leery about clicking something that's going to attach malware or stuff.
Yep, it's a possibility.
Okay.
So if you should have, tools in the background that
Right.
help you with that sort of thing. But it's definitely an option for you to get a virus or something. So I would recommend that you have a virus protection plan in place and active because it can happen.
Does Canva's does their AI do any kind of recommendation on music?
Possibly.
Okay.
I'm going to show you something to think about. So let me go back here. So one of my plugs is for Canva design school. So if you go to the design school and I want to look at video editing, there are all sorts of ideas about how to adjust your videos or how to work with your videos. This one was pretty cool. I looked at this one yesterday. It uses AI and you upload a few pictures and then it does a whole reel for you. And it's amazing. So I would definitely check these out if you're wanting to get past just the basics of how do you get the files in here. And some of these are really focused on using your phone. I'm old school using my computer. Most of the more current generation are doing all of this on their phone.
Sandy, can you go back to show where do you find the design school?
Oh, it's down here under more.
At the more? Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. All kinds of stuff in here. And there's just they've done an amazing job. This product has just grown and grown and grown. So, all right, so let me go back home. And so the one that I was working on was this one here. Oops. Let's see. Well, that's the original. I don't know where the one is I was just working on. Let's see. I guess it's this one, Untitled, because it had the branch activity of the year and the front and the back.
And
So
there's
we've got one video that we split. We added in a picture at the front and we added in a picture at the back. But let's say that we wanted to add some text in here about these are my hippos, okay? So you can do elements and you can add text. So I'm going to add a text box. And here's my text box. I'm going to say, I said elephants, didn't I? I meant hippos. Miranda, don't laugh too hard. Okay, so these are my happy, happy hippos. All right, and I want to make this bigger, so I'm gonna make it bigger. Come on. Let's make it 100 so you can just see the different size. Okay, happy hippos. And I'm gonna make it a different color. I'm gonna make it white. And I'm gonna change the font. I'm gonna use this font here. Ooh, I don't like that at all. Let's see. Let's do this one. Okay, so my happy hippos. So I get to decide how long this title stays on the page. You see it's here, and I get to decide when it comes on. So I'm just dragging this. I'm left clicking on it and dragging it. So I am starting my thing here. Okay. And I could have it stay, I'm going to drag the right edge here and look, it could stay on for the whole time. And it crossed over the border here between these two clips. So you can do that. You can decide how long it's going to stay on. And then let's see. I think we'll do that for now. Yeah, these are text. Okay. So anybody have any questions about adding text to your video?
Sandy, can you add like a black slide and then put text on it other than putting it on top of the
Sure.
image? Okay.
Yeah. So I could create, I'm going to go to elements and I'm going to say box. Oops.
Box.
Okay. All right. So there's my black box. And I'm going to add text. Oh, let's add text.
Actually, what I meant was like a title page.
Oh, sure.
Other
Yeah.
than bringing an image in, can you just use Canva to create
Yes.
a blank?
Yes, you
Okay.
can. So I don't know if I can do that right here. Can I do that right there? Nope. I think I have to create that and then pull it in.
Okay, so
from
you have
my
to create an
images.
image.
Yeah,
A
you have to
blank.
create an
Okay,
image
okay.
and then pull it
Okay,
in. Yeah,
that's what I was curious. Okay, thanks.
yeah, yeah. Just like we did this one, yeah. All right. Other questions before we move on? Okay. So I want to show you two other things, closed captions, which I can't use here because we don't have any. Well, I want to show you three things. We don't have any spoken words, but I'm going to get rid of this sound and I can add in my own sound. So let me go over here. I'm going to add audio and I'm going to do a voiceover. Okay. And I'm going to start recording. Hi, this is Sandy, and I just want to share my happy hippo video with you. So when you're doing this stuff in Zoom, sometimes the response time is slow in the other applications. So I don't know how long this is going to go. It looks like it's stuck. We've got a lot of stuff going on in the background here between Zoom and Canva and then this. But what it will do is it will create your voiceover And then you could move that any place that you want to in here. You could drag it if it will let me. Now it's stuck. Okay. I'm stuck.
Well, it's still spinning.
Yeah. So I think I've got too many things going on. And it looks like here, well, this is my recording. Okay, so I'm going to close this window at the peril of, oh, yeah, I'm really stuck. All right, I'm going to stop sharing and see. All right, let me see if I can go over to the other window and start sharing again. Okay, let me share. All right, let me share this again. Got share sound on. Okay, so now I am in this window and I'm going to go home. Okay, so remember how we had the Zoom session for the Lift Up Public Schools? I took that out, but I'm going to create a new video with that piece of information in it. And it's already in my uploads and is under videos. So I'm going to put this in here. Okay. All right. I want to show you. Do you see how quickly it pretty much loaded? Let's say that either you forgot to turn on your captions in Zoom or you don't want to use your captions in Zoom. I am going to make this smaller. I'm going to cut it maybe, let's cut it at a few minutes. Let's cut it here. So I'm going to split it and then I'm going to get rid of that just because it'll take too long otherwise. But I'm in here now and I want to do captions. And so I can say what kind of captions I want to have. So these are all of your different styles. Okay.
Where did you click on captions?
Right up here. Up here. Okay.
I see it. Yeah.
So I'm going to do this one. So one of the things that's a challenge if you're trying to have it kind of ADA compliant is that sometimes people use the whole screen like they did here, right? So I'm going to put captions over here and it's not going to work. I mean, it's going to cover up this person. Let's see what that looks like. So then I'm going to say over here, generate captions. And then it tells you, enjoy these moments of calming silence as we gather all the right words for you. So it's going to take a little bit of time for this to generate, but it's going to generate the captions for this section. Maybe I should have gone less. Oh, you know what I did? I did 14 minutes. That's probably way too long. Let me make it a little shorter. I was thinking it was 14 seconds. Let's make it just 5 minutes long, okay? That'll maybe get it done before you guys all want to go to bed. So let me split this. I'm going to get rid of this section. And I'm going to say generate captions. So this is only 5 minutes long. So this should go much faster. And what it's going to do is it's going to create a section, a little blurb at the bottom that has all of the captions in it. Now, any of the tools that you use need to have, need to be edited before you post them. It's horrible with AAUW. That usually comes out AEW instead of AAUW. And people's names, Catherine could be KATH, could be CATH. And so you won't really know that until you take a look at it. Maybe 5 minutes was too long. So just for you techies in the, thinking about this, I've got Zoom running. I have it optimized for sound and video, which takes more
Memory.
more bandwidth, and
Mhm.
then I'm running Canva, and then I have a video in there, and then I'm asking it to do work. So, so it looks like it's going to take, oh, here we go. Hang on tight. The right words are still being gathered.
So Sandy, when you can edit it in the video.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And is it under the audio tools or under the caption still?
Oh, it's going to be right on the screen here. It's
Okay.
going to be
Oh,
on the
so you can
bottom of
just
the
do it on the
screen.
so you can just do it on the screen. You don't have to click on
Yep,
anything else. Okay.
exactly. I should have done maybe shorter. Yes, you can do, so it's going to put a box here, and then you can click in the box and change. And you really have to read every single thing because names are horrible. AAUW usually comes out wrong. It does the best it can, but names are really, really hard for it to do.
Well, it just
Um,
depends on the enunciation, right? I mean, it's
yeah, but Catherine, as I mentioned, can
right.
be
It's different,
K-A-T-H or
right?
C-A-T-H.
Different
Yeah.
spellings, right?
Exactly, exactly. So I just did one last night for one of the branch activity of the wards video, and there were a bunch of names in there. I'm like, I don't know how they're supposed to be spelled. So I had to ask, what's the correct spelling of these words?
Mm.
I have
Okay.
a question. Are you able
Yep.
to change the length of time a caption stays on the screen with
Um,
Canva?
I don't know. I haven't tried that. It's possible. I haven't done that. It's been a very comfortable pace because it follows the person who's talking. So you don't really want to change it. You want to,
I see.
because they're talking. If you speeded it up, if you speeded the video up here, which is something you can do, then they would be faster. But I haven't had the need to do that because it follows the person who's talking. All right, so
Okay.
let's do just a really short piece so you can see how it looks. We'll just do like a minute or so. You'll get enough information here. So I'm going to split this and I'm going to delete this piece. All right, so we have a minute. Let's see. Come on. You can do it. You only have a minute. So one thing that I have done on the captions is you see how these have black boxes in them, and but at the beginning, let's see. So you have different styles here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so this section here, not going to be a problem. But here, it might be better if I did my captions over here.
Mm-hmm.
That's an
Yeah.
option. And so what do? You split it where this starts. Let's see. All right. So we're just going to go through here. Um, So when we get here, we could split it and then we could move our captions around and have them in this section. So captions, like sound, are specific on the section. So you can create a section. Into that section, you can change the volume, you can change where the captions are. So you can do a variety of things in there. I think my computer is like, you got to be kidding me. I can't do all this at once. Let's see, I'm trying to think of if I have one that I can share with you that's public. I don't think so. I could close some of my other windows. Let's do that. Let's close this one and let's close this one and let's close this one. And I probably don't want to close my Zoom windows. Usually this takes, I don't know, 2 minutes. So it definitely something going on with trying to do this while we're doing Zoom.
Apparently, if
So
the annual meeting, they'll be able to see it.
Yes, in the annual meeting, you'll be able to see it, and you'll be able to see a couple of different styles because I did move some things around so that it would be easier to view. All right, well, I know we're at 8 o'clock. I think we can go a little bit longer if folks want to stay. But I did want to show you one other cool thing.
Well, we want us to be
Okay,
able to see how to download it, right? And then
oh, yes, yes.
right.
Okay. All right. So just trust me on the captions piece. Come on, hang on, hang on. Go, go, go. Usually this piece goes across here. All right. So I'm going to stop this. You'll get to see them at the annual meeting. But I did want to show you a couple of other things. So let's say that you have a bunch of photos that you want to put into a video. Okay. So I don't know if Amy is here or not, but Amy, I took the pictures. They're on the website now, and these are from No King's Day. And I just dumped all the videos together. Okay. And all I did was on my uploads, I I highlighted all these and so I clicked on it and I moved it over. Okay. I now I have two in there of this one in particular. I'm just going to delete that. Okay. And then let's say that I want to do a transition between these guys. I'm going to do, let's see which one. Yeah, that's too subtle. Let's do slide. And then it asked me how long I want it to be and which direction I want it to go. I'm going to do up just so that it's a little bit more dramatic. And I'm going to say apply between all scenes. Okay, so I opened create a video and then I put stills in here. These are just pictures. All right. And then I'm going to add my audio and I'm going to add the audio that I just brought down, this Sunborn. Okay. And I'm going to move it so it starts at the beginning. And I'm going to see what this looks like. Well, that's really boring. Let's change the transition to something more dramatic. We'll do this. And then I'm going to say again, apply between all scenes, just so you can see how easy it is to do that. You could change each of these individually. Okay, so we now have music, we have a video from these, and all they are these are either JPEGs or PNGs. So they're just image files.
Can you mix videos in between?
Yep. Yep.
So it could be, a bunch of stills and then some videos. Okay.
Exactly. So if I had this video here, and I can put my hippos in, or I can do axe throwing.
Oh, well, you lead an exciting life.
I do. I've never done this before. We were down at spring training in Arizona, and we went to axe throwing. So let me put another little hippo in there. So I put my hippo in between. Okay.
I want to see, yeah, because I'm curious how the transition works with the video.
I don't think it's fully uploaded yet. I don't think
Uploaded,
it's
yeah.
fully, yeah, and integrated in. But yeah, you can put a transition in there. I'm not sure that the circle one is the good one for a video.
For a video,
Probably
yeah.
would do, like maybe a color wipe or something like that. And
Yeah.
then I would need to do one at this point here, add a transition, and we'll try that. But yes, and I'm going to turn the sound down because it's really loud. Okay. All right. It's yelling at us. Okay. And let's say that's way too much hippos.
Mhm.
So let's make it shorter. Let's only do part of it. Let's just do that part of it. Okay, we'll just do the beginning part.
Before the attack.
Yeah, before, or maybe I should have done the attack part. It looks like a still, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's great. Okay.
Okay, so
Cool.
you can make a video just out of individual images. Now, you might be wondering, what do you do when your video is longer? Oh, this one isn't. But let's say that your video is longer than your music.
Mm-hmm.
You can add another piece of music. So let me just say, all right, so I could do another audio and I could do emotional piano. All right, I'm gonna put that here. I'm gonna butt up against it. Oops. Yeah, it overlapped a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. So I'm facing some issues with bandwidth here. You can tell it's not purple yet, so it's not
Yeah.
fully loaded. But you can put two pieces of music together, and then there's a transition here as well. And you can decide how long you want to fade it. If you go to these three dots, you say, do you want to fade in or out? I want to fade it out over 3 seconds. And I
Mhm.
want to fade this one. Oh, it's not liking it. Sorry, you guys. I don't,
No, that's okay. Now, the copyright issues, we would want, I mean, if we're going to be sharing this, obviously we would want a different piece of music.
well, so anything that you're doing in Canva, you're fine. Canva
Oh,
owns the
really?
rights to it. Yeah, Canva's
Because it
fine.
says, because your message up there says it's protected and you can only have the rights unless you have the rights.
Oh, okay. So it's going to show me similar tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't notice that message up there. But
Okay.
generally, things that are on Canva are okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
I think
maybe
that
that's
was the
one that
one
I did.
the one you downloaded from that
The
royalty free
second one.
site. Yeah.
Oh, from this, yeah, yeah. So on this, oh, I closed it. That site said that it was fine to use if it wasn't commercial, if you weren't selling anything, if you weren't using it for AI.
Okay.
So it'll tell you what the rights are. Some of
Okay.
them say you have to give them credit, and generally you put that in the last slide, sound by, something like that. But when you say which sites you want to use free music from, they usually give you those rules around it. All right, so let's say that you now want to download this thing, right? Um, so you go to share
Mm-hmm.
and you say you want to share, you want to download it, and you want to do an MP4 video.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so this says it won't contain certain tracks as they contain copyrighted information. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
my
Mm-hmm.
bad.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I haven't chosen copywritten stuff before. And then you download it, and it will show up in your downloads file as an MP4. The larger
Mm-hmm.
the video, the larger the size, the longer it takes.
Mm-hmm.
And then for those of you who've been with me before on this adventure, you're going to upload it to YouTube. And I
Mm-hmm.
think there's a video out there around how to upload to YouTube. Generally, if you're going to use your branch, it's good to have a branch YouTube channel. and then you create it and you upload it into YouTube. So let me just briefly show you that. I'm going to open our YouTube account. Um, can I do this? I think I don't want to do this because I just uploaded the Branch Activity of the Year's Award, and they probably are showing as my recently uploaded videos, and that wouldn't be fair if you guys got to see that before we're ready to do that. But in the upper right-hand corner, it says create, a little plus. You click on that, you drag your video there or choose it. It will check for copyright. It'll check for whether you have violated any of the YouTube rules. The one that usually gets folks is if you have copywritten information in there, they will catch it. So they would catch that music. In fact, I had a long time ago, I did a New York, New York thing, and I used the New York, New York song, and it loaded it for a while, and then I got an email from them saying that is copyright. And they took it down. Like I can't even get to it anymore. So they're serious about it. And then you once you finalize it, it'll go through the checks. Let it go through the checks before you finalize it, and then you can post it and you can use that. Now, I know that people want to post some of these videos on their website, and one of the challenges with that is, let me share this, get back to this. Ooh. Okay. Go, go, go. All right. Oh, somebody wanted to know how to save a single image. So let's do that too when we're done. Let's see, we talked about the videos talked about why Canva. So here are the brief steps for Canva workflow: upload the video, trim and cut, add text, add music, and export. So I said place on YouTube. You can also share a link. You could use Dropbox. You could use Google Drive as a way to share it. But the best, I think, storage and then to display it is to put it on YouTube. And so if you're going to put it on your branch website, you have to send the video link to Site Resources and ask them to post it. On YouTube, it will say embed this file, embed this video, and you will try all sorts of things on there. You'll go to custom HTML and you'll put in the iframe embed that they have. It just doesn't work. They have it blocked, so you can't do that. So you have to send it to them and tell them where you want it. And then when they embed it there, it will be like an image. You'll see the video on the page. But there is a way to trick it, which is to do like click here to view the video and then put the link in the word here. Or you can use an image like this and then use the link in the image so that it goes to the YouTube URL. So those are ways to get around having to have National do it. They're pretty good about putting it in, but if you're in a hurry, like I'm always in a hurry, I want to do it that night and get it over and done with. These are two ways to get by that.
Sandy, now that you mentioned Site Resources, what has been your experience since quote unquote Cheryl left? I don't know if that was her real name or not, but
yeah. I haven't used it. I haven't used them since then.
Okay.
So I do most of my own anyways.
Right.
Okay. All right, I am going to stop sharing and let's see. How are people doing? You can turn it on if you want to just chat.
Well, this is Denise. My understanding from our webmaster is that we have maxed out on what we can put on our website, on our branch site. So we cannot put a video on. We have to constantly take our pictures off. So there is a limit.
But if you use YouTube, It doesn't go on your site, so it's not going against your storage. It's just
okay.
that's why we've got the same thing at the state. Yeah.
Thank you.
This was awesome, Sandy. I learned so much. This was really
Oh,
great.
good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, somebody said that Cheryl left.
Yes.
Is there a new Cheryl?
Well,
They
they
have.
said they didn't know,
There's a
but
there's a group apparently.
Ah,
The comfort of anonymity.
Yeah.
well, she was
Well,
amazing. So
she was amazing. They weren't going to tell us, and somebody let the cat out of the bag, and I contacted them and said, "What?" Like, oh yeah, I guess we should tell somebody. I'm like, yes, you
Yeah.
should.
yes.
Yes, because they're just thinking that this group is going to take care of it, and we all have relationships with her, right? So
Right.
how many
Always,
years are you
yeah.
going to send an email to Cheryl to find out it's John on the other end who's doing the work, or Joe, you know? So I thought it was amusing.
That means,
Oh.
Sandy, you can't leave until we all leave here.
That's right.
you're the new Cheryl for us.
Well,
I'm here for the duration.
well, Sandy's headed to national, so yeah, we're gonna be contacting national through her.
Yes. Well,
Congratulations.
I'm doing it for California.
That's
There's
great.
nobody from national on here, is there?
Well, actually, that makes me feel a little sad, but a little good because I know that you will take care of us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm going to be the communications chair next year. So I'll be at California. So I'll be here and I'm going to be doing some work there. We'll see how that works, but yeah.
Well, you're just you're not a paid staff, right? You're just not that you don't work hard. I get that, but
Yes.
it's not a position you have to be there for, right?
Well, I think they expect they
Oh, they
expect me to
do.
participate, but yes,
Yeah.
we're all
It's one of those-
volunteers.
I know,
You don't
okay.
have to do anything, jobs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So Sandy, this is Pat at Pasadena. I have a challenge. I have taken pictures using my iPhone, which tend to be in portrait mode. And then if you want to put them into a video, especially like on Instagram,
Yes.
there's this whole challenge of like converting them into landscape. And
Yes.
does Canva help with that?
So
With that
I got
one?
I got one of the videos for our annual meeting. Actually, I got two that were done on a phone, and I got them and I went, "Oh man," because they're like this, and if you just embed them, they only take up a third of the screen, right? You don't see the other part. So
No
I put them
bueno.
in a landscape. I put them in landscape, and you get a large person in the middle,
it just
and you
crops
miss
it.
the background. Yeah, it crops it.
And actually, what I had was I just took all these pictures of people in an event, and then I wanted them to be in a video, just
Uh-huh.
changing the picture.
Uh-huh.
And I wanted it to go on Instagram. And I don't remember what I ultimately did. I got some help, but it was a very difficult process, seemingly. And I just wondered if the Canva thing where it said create
you can do
an
the same thing.
Instagram
Yeah.
video, maybe it would take all the pain out of that.
Well, if you
It
do
will
it
help.
if you do it in Instagram as a reel, it converts it to like a video, and you can actually as long as you remember to download it before you post it, then it's saved on your phone as a video.
Right. More likely what I have is I have a group of photos that I want to put into like a slideshow.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm encountering the trouble because the photos tend to all be portrait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. It's not good. I mean, there's only so many things you can do with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're a different shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sandy,
Well, I was hoping Canva solved the whole problem, but
yeah, I'll send you a message next time. Do them in landscape, please.
Sandy,
Yes.
I may have missed it, but at one point I thought you said that we would learn how to do a banner on our website and to have a scrolling pictures. Is that something down the road we're going to learn, or?
Oh, we did that in a different
Okay.
in a different session. So
I'll look back.
what that is if you save, there were two things I also needed to do. One was the how to get a still life, right? Let's see. Let me share again. Okay. So, Canva, move out of the way. Let me close this. So we're going to go back to Canva. All right. Canva. All right. So let's say that you wanted, I'm going to use this one since it's already, I'm going to start over. I'm going to do new, and I'm going to do a new video. And I am going to do this. And someplace I have documented the size it needs to be. I don't remember that off the top of my head.
This is for a web banner?
Yeah, for your web banner.
940 by 250 or something?
Something like that. So I am going to do no kings, this, and this. Okay, so I want these three to scroll through, and I'm going to put a transition in between them. I'm going to have it line wipe. I'm going to say do that for all of them. There's only two. Okay, and so here's my video. Instead of sharing it as a video, you're going to download it as a GIF. So instead of a MP video here, you're going to download it as a GIF.
Okay.
A GIF.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can put that in, and it just goes into your media library. And then you replace that banner with the GIF. And then it will rotate through the different pictures.
Perfect.
And you
And
can
it
adjust
loops?
this, for how long you want it. This one is now, what, 15 seconds?
Okay.
And if we look
And
at
it will loop?
those,
It'll just keep looping? Okay.
Yep.
All right, cool.
All right. And then the other thing somebody was asking about that I forgot to do, go away, is let me go here. Let me go home. Let me go to my home, please. Here we go. Let's go to the video we were just doing. Where's my hippos? Where are my hippos?
I think they're
I saw the title.
They're there. Okay. So let's say that I really liked this picture here, and I wanted of this whole video. This is a video, right? You can go to any spot in here, and I got rid of the cool one, which is where he was biting somebody's butt. Okay, but if you're here, you just go up to share, say download, and then you're going to say download a PNG, and it's only going to be, it should only be that one picture. Let's see if that's true. All right. Okay. I just got a new desktop.
Photos, probably. It was
Yeah, where's
towards the top.
photos? There we go.
Below paint.
I guess I haven't done my extensions. Oh, liar, liar. Well, it took the first one. Maybe I didn't choose the right page. Come on. I want to do share. Download. I've done this before, trust me. Okay, we're going to do it as PNG. And usually there's a spot. Okay, help me, guys. There's supposed to be which one do you want? I will look it up and send it to you guys. It's supposed to give me an option for which of these images I want.
Maybe it's
Okay,
just so upset about the copyright thing.
I know. All All right. Let me send that to you guys after I figured out what's going on here. Okay. So, any other questions before we head off?
Yes, I have a question. It's not necessarily to editing, but it is to making videos of meetings that are in person. And our branch where we meet, they're going to charge us if we have their media do it. We would like for some of our members who can't attend in person to give them a Zoom option or something like that. And I'm just wondering if this group has any thoughts on how to do that. We've tried a few things with cell phones and it's not been very successful.
So I've done a couple like that. I guess the some of it depends on the room setup and whether you have a camera and you have a microphone. I think it's challenging when in what you want to display. So if you just want to get the audio and if you have slide presentation, you don't really care about seeing the audience, then I would set up a Zoom and let people log into the Zoom, share your slides, and then you can put your slides up on the big screen if you want. You know, you can use an HDMI cable or whatever to whatever TV they have there or project it. And then just do it that way. You're
Okay,
not
so
going to
yeah,
get you're not going to get the whole
right.
audience.
You're not going to get answers or questions from the audience type stuff. Just the
Well,
slides with the sound
yeah.
in the background is what you recommend. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have somebody
Yeah.
sitting and translating. So you have to say, and the question was blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
the answer is, so you have to have somebody who's close to the microphone, or you can have a microphone and have it, have a traveling mic and do it that way. But that
Yeah.
has to be connected to the computer that you're using.
Right. There's a Rotary group in our area that does that. So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I have a question, Sandy.
Hi, Gail.
The printed slides, will we get a copy of those? Did they
Yeah,
come separately?
Yeah, did you guys not get the reminder at?
No.
Okay. Yeah, they were supposed to be in the reminder. So they'll be on the website.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
didn't get a reminder, so we got
No,
nothing.
we don't.
Okay. Oh,
Thank
you know
you.
why? You know why? Because this is not a webinar. It's a
Right.
meeting.
It's a meeting. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll send those out.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks.
So used to webinars. It does all the work for you. All right. Well, I hope everybody's going to come on Saturday to the annual event. Everybody's got that on their calendar, right? You're going to have a watch party and you're going to have a whole bunch of people there.
Breakfast and coffee.
Breakfast and coffee. Good. Good. Okay. Well, this is the last session for this year, and we'll see what we're going to do next year. And
Thank
if you think they're valuable, we'll keep doing them.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. Thank you. Thank you,
All
Sandy.
right. You're welcome.
Thank you. Good night.
Okay. Good night.
Thank you.